Oh,
Yeah,
that works.
Totally works.
Okay. All right. So let's try this out. All right. So what I'm going to do is I've already logged in. I'm not going to go into the sign up and login process for dApp Hero. And basically what you would do is, in this case, I'm just going to go to a tutorial. And the tutorials we'll be adding to those because clearly I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be building out more tutorials. But so I'm going to do a really quick example of, let's see, saving and reading data. This is the one that I did at ECC. So what we do is you click on live demo. And then this one is only existing for Webflow at the moment. So I'm just going to click on the Webflow example. And you'll need to sign up to Webflow to be able to use this. But once you sign up to Webflow, you'll be able to click this button here, which is clone. Maybe let me try and zoom in just so everyone can see. So you would click on the clone button, which would allow you to clone this project to your account and then create it. In my case, I've cloned too many projects, so they're not going to let me clone that, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into our component library, the designer. So I'm going to go into my project, right, and let it load up. And what this demo does is it basically shows you how you can use a smart contract to read and write to the blockchain from the front end. And we aren't tackling, at dApp Hero, we're not tackling the process of building smart contracts. We're really doing the process of connecting smart contracts. So this already has a smart contract created, and there's some details about that in this tutorial that you'll be able to see. And if you do it yourself, there's actually a video at the bottom that does basically what I'm about to do. So you can find everything you want to know from that. So let's start by publishing it. Click publish the selected domains. All right, and then we'll go to that domain. So we'll take a look at it. So this is what, when you click publish, this is what the site looks like. And that's hosted by Webflow. So you don't have to worry about hosting that yourself. I think somebody's like typing really hard on their keyboard. So let's test it out. You have to connect to your Koban. I think this is on Koban. So let's just go over to Koban. And then as you can see, we're connected. We have a little tooltip that says we're connected. And then we get this message, and this is being pulled from the Koban testnet. And to add to that, we would just say, hello, internet. So we submit, pop up this, confirm that, and then our transaction's going through, and then we should, in a moment, it should pop up here in our current message. This actually polls, so this is pulling data from a public method. So it'll be polling, and when there's a change, it'll pop up. So we'll wait a second. Hello, internet, right? So how does that work? Well, if we go back to Webflow, what we're doing is we're actually using data attributes for elements to link the HTML elements to the blockchain. So what do I mean by that? To read, in this case, the current message, which you see here, which is getting this piece of data from the internet. Actually, let me show you something. So I'm going to open up the inspector, go to the console. So if we type here dApp Hero, we can inspect a little bit about the dApp Hero core engine, which is running inside the browser. And we can see here that we have DOM elements that are labeled. And then we have a configuration, which includes a contract called public message. And this contract includes also the ABI, the network information, the project ID, which comes from dApp Hero itself. So we go back. What we're doing is, let me show you the dashboard inside the dApp Hero admin. Public message. Edit. So I'm going to this project. So what we have is when we go to our smart, this is our script tag, and this script tag is what connects dApp Hero to your website. So if you're going to go to Webflow, and remember, this is not Webflow specific. This works anywhere, in Glitch, in Squarespace, Shopify, stuff like that. But we just use Webflow as a nice demo tool. So if we open up the page and we go to this gear icon, you would see down at the bottom that we have the script tag for dApp Hero in the code. And that's what loads up the dApp Hero engine. So back here, if you click on smart contracts, you would see that we had already added a public message, the smart contract, which includes the ABI, the contract address, and the name. So I'm not going to do any updating on that. But if you were to do things to connect to existing smart contracts, you could select project themes, so maybe like DeFi. Then you'd have a list of different contracts that are already deployed that you could connect to, and that pre-fills this information for you. So you wouldn't need to go through that yourself. But if you're going to add your own contract, you would do that here. We have an option for using an example contract, and this is for things like if you were to use DAO House to generate a Moloch DAO for you, then all you would have to do is enter your address of your generated contract to be able to have that enabled in your dApp Hero. We may not keep this feature. It hasn't been used that much, maybe because there aren't so many factories, public contract factories out there, but we'll see in the future. So going back to Webflow, now that we have that script tag in here, what we do is we first create what is called a method instance. Right? When we connect to our smart contract, the ABI is actually a list of methods that you can connect to. So on the back end, when you create a contract instance, you get all these methods. In dApp Hero, the contract instance is created for you once you put that information into the dApp Hero admin. And so now what you do is you actually just reference the individual methods. In this case, we're trying to pull the data directly from the public message, which is the contract, which I'm just going to show you the code. I think the code is included here. Right, this is the source code for this contract that's deployed on Koban, right? We have a message, we have a function method to store, and we have a function method to retrieve, right? So in this case, we're going to use retrieve to get the value of the string. And what we do is we create a method instance. And that's what this div is right here. This is going to be our method instance div. And the reason why we put it on its own div is just to make it really clear and organized that this is where you're going to put the tags related to connecting to this method. We leave it visible, but in most cases in design, once you created it, you would click this button here to hide it. All right, so that doesn't influence your layout. So now let me hide it. Right now, oh yeah, sorry, display block, right. So let's take a look at this div block. If we go over to the side and look at the custom attributes, we've added a list of custom attributes here. And to learn about the custom attributes, you would go to docs.dapphero.io. Sorry, I'm switching tabs sometimes. Do people see that I'm switching tabs?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope.
Great. Okay, so I've been switching tabs.
Dennison, actually, we're at 5 o'clock on the dot, which is Simona's time now.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to switch on over to Simona as long as Simona is in this room and get started with the next talk, which is building strong Web3 communities.
Thank you, Dennison.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
This is the future, people. Okay, now.
Yeah, this is the future, people.
Where the devil are my eyes? Okay.